a virtual tour of Toll's Cattle Company, Clovis, New Mexico, presented by Corey Brown. Utilizing RFID and database management to increase efficiency and to open marketing opportunities. This virtual tour is sponsored by Global Animal Management.
I'm getting some tags and getting ready to tag some calves that have just came in with RFIDs. This is an RFID. This is the piercing stud, and this is the applicator that I will use to put the tag in the calf. And this is how the RFID sits in the applicator. What I'm about to do is tag this calf with an RFID. The nice thing about the RFIDs, we use them with our agent source verification program. They all have a 15-digit, almost like a serial number code on them, and each tag has its own individual number, so the number can never be repeated. This is the proper placement of the tag. Right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to set our iPack PDA up to scan the calves that we've just tagged for the day so that they could be put into the system and uploaded for our agent source verification program. This is our scanner. It's an all-flex stick reader with an OtterBox, and our PDA sits in this, and it is weatherproof. That way our PDA doesn't get ruined out in the elements. And basically the PDA slides into this piece right here. There's a connector for the stick reader. Plugs into the bottom of the PDA. Connect that. It slides together. Lock it, and it's ready to go. What I'm about to do now is scan our calf into the system utilizing the RFID and the stick reader. Our program runs off of an Excel spreadsheet, and when I push this button and hold it to the calf's ear, the reader will read this tag, and the number that is on the tag will be inputted into this computer. And then what I'll do after that is take the information that's on this tag and input it next to that number. So our dairy would be Region 1, and our receive date's going to be 3/4/2008. Right now what I'm doing is inputting the dairy code, which is exactly the way it is written on the flap tag. And now I'll put in the receive date. Now that we've scanned the calves that we needed to scan for the day, I'm going to take the PDA out of the OtterBox. I'm going to place the PDA into the cradle and sync it to the computer. Once my PDA has been uploaded into the computer, then I'll prepare the file to be uploaded. Now I'll open up my file for my PDA. This is today's calves that we have scanned. Open that file. Here's everything that I scanned for today. What I'll do now is clean up the file. And now I'll get it ready to be uploaded into our system. Right now what I did is I created a field for the EID, the dairy, and the date we received the animal. What I do now is I'll copy this. Oops. That again. I'll copy this and put it in our own database. Close this out. Close this out. Move it over to our new EID scans file. And now I'll upload it onto the internet. I want to upload animals. Open my file that I've just placed in the new scans. Proceed to the mapping. All these fields I put into the file, so we just match them up and process them. Now my upload is completed. The page shows me the date that I uploaded it, the file name that I created for it, how many animals that were received into the system, how many new records were added, and how many duplicated EIDs were in that file. And that is it for the uploading process. We also provide a service for the dairymen. Right now the state of Texas requires that any animal coming into the state of New Mexico and then going back into Texas requires an RFID, whether it be a bull or a heifer. So what I do is the RFIDs are already in for the dairymen, and basically we do the same processes for the bulls, with the exception being that right now for the bulls, we have an RFID field, a dairy field, and a receive date field. For the dairymen, we have an EID field, the visual tag field, the dairy field, the receive date field, and also the sex, because we do also raise custom bulls for the dairymen. And that the EID number is matched up with the visual tag number. Okay, now you've seen basically how we use RFIDs for our agent source program, which we do get a premium for agent sourcing our cattle. You've seen the tagging process, you've seen the scanning process, and basically when cattle leave here, it's just the opposite process. What we'll do is we'll scan those calves in the chutes as they leave, and the PDA is then brought over here to the computer again and resunk. And the file that you saw where I uploaded onto the internet, that's all those numbers come right back off the internet. And then I build a manifest which is sent to the feedlot and along with the cattle. You've also seen how we use it for the dairy industry, correlating the RFIDs with the visual tags for the dairymen. Then they can also do what they need with those RFIDs. They can utilize them for TB, basically anything that they want to use it for, any type of record keeping, they'll have that. Basically, this is what a completed manifest looks like. There's a field for the EID, and instead of the receive date, we use a birth date, because once our animals are uploaded onto our system, they automatically backdate the animal 1 day for the official birth date. So, meaning that if we pick up calves in the morning, who's to say that there isn't another one born in the afternoon? So that's why we backdate it 1 day. And then these are all the dairy codes for our routes. Each dairy that we pick up does have a code, and there's a master list that I do have that we keep track of all that on. For the agent source, this will tell the feed yard how many animals were shipped, how many animals are ASV certified, what the age of the oldest animal is, and what the age of the youngest animal is. That way there's a rough timeline of how old each of these animals are. The biggest issue with the RFIDs that I'm aware of is, and I've actually seen dairymen take the RFIDs, handwrite them on a piece of paper with the visual tag number, and when I would ask a dairyman for a specific number regarding an animal, the dairyman would come back and say that there's no information on it. Well, there's too much human error in it, and with the scanners that we use, that eliminates a lot of the human error. The only time that we run into human error is when our employees are putting the wrong visual tag numbers, but those, we double check that, and it's caught and the mistakes are corrected. RFIDs are the best way to track animals. We have tried using panel reader here. There are still some issues with it. The bugs just never seem to get worked out, and maybe we went a little overboard with that, and the easiest, simplest way is just the hand scanner. It's a little bit more work, but you can correct pretty much anything on the PDA. You can override it. Unlike a panel reader, when you're running a bunch of animals through, there's no way to really stop them unless you're taking them off the truck after you've already loaded them.